Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio, everybody. What is going on? It is Kale here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi light novel video. And today we are here to read your guys' bold predictions for Volume 16 of Sword Oratoria, and of course Danmachi's main series, Volume 21, of course. And if you guys missed yesterday's video, we uploaded this video, going over my bold predictions and going over what I think might happen in the upcoming light novels, of course. So be sure to check it out before you watch this video, and of course keep in mind, as always, spoilers in this video. There are spoilers in this video, of course, regarding untranslated light novels, as well as light novel content period as well. So if you're an anime only, or if you're somebody who's reading the English version of the light novels and is not necessarily interested in the spoiler side of things, come back later down the line. This video will be up for a long period of time, I'd hope, to say the least. But this video will be around. You can come back and check out the predictions when you are interested in doing so. Now, of course, if you guys going to enjoy this video as well, remember to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more content, all that sort of good stuff. And in the comment section down below, put whatever you want. Just put whatever you want. If you want to talk about the light novel, go ahead. If you have any questions, go for it. Not really anything particularly here for me to add in terms of like I want you guys to do something. So do whatever you want. Put it in the comment section down below. Let's see what you guys have in store for me, of course, in terms of bold predictions. So we're starting off with yesterday's video. First and foremost, we're going to read some of the comments from yesterday's video, of course, to just check it out and see what everybody is saying. So let's take a look at ER of Fed's thing. So he mentioned it in the short story Loki video, of course, as well, regarding another theory that he had, or a theory that he had, but he's refined it right now since time has passed. We will be checking out this video as well. We'll be taking a look at the comments of this video because I put a thing out for you guys to also mention some theories as well. So we'll have a look at this video and see if there's anything interesting there that maybe is not in this part of the video as well. So keep sticking around for, of course, other theories and predictions from people. So let's take a look at what ER Fed has to say. So the quickest action would be for Bell, Ryu, Leon, Hayden, Shakti, Ilta, Heath, Lefia, Otarl, and Alan to rush the scene. Am I missing anybody here? Bell, Ryu, Leon, Hayden, Shakti, Ilta, Heath, Lefia, Otarl, and Alan to rush the scene. So we're missing people potentially like the likes of Asfi and stuff like that here, of course, right? No Haruhime as well. So quite interesting. Okay. However, this is unlikely, especially considering Alan. I think Alan is the big if point. Same with the Gulliver brothers to an extent, though. They're two sets of individuals, I suppose, or in the case of the Galeriot brothers, a group of siblings, basically, in that they are very tricky to understand what their motives and whether or not they'll actually listen to Freya or actually do what they want, or what Freya wants, technically, even if it means actually listening to Freya still, nonetheless. Even if Freya wants it, they'll still be like, now we want to protect Freya or something, some bullshit they'll say. So let's wait and see on that front. But I do agree, I think Alan is a bit of an if point. While he'd accept Freya's request to accompany Bell, narratively it seems like it seems better for him to bother Otarl. They're trying to steal Balor's Exilia again. Additionally, the Fairy Force members would likely want to head to the dungeon to rescue Riveria. I agree. Hayden, I think, is going to be the case as well. If Hermes has time, he might go after Bash and Argana. This is my take on it. I think the thing is, right, because Loki was able to identify the issue immediately and immediately get into action and go ahead and talk to all the familiar heads and stuff like that, I do think Hermes had time to call Bash and Argana. So, because it's been, what, 5 days since the events of the disaster, right? So we know that from the moment, I was gonna say Leon again, Raul and the second string familiar members like Lafia and stuff came back up. It was 5 days from the moment Loki saw that Tirna Nog had hit, and then of course she was like, all right, let's go, gotta get into action immediately. So I'd imagine Hermes has had time. 5 days, you'd imagine that it's been enough time, right? Diane Sect would want to rescue Armit personally, so or place a high bounty for her return alive. I agree. I don't think it'll be a personal thing. I think there'll be some form of bounty, most likely. I agree with that. Loki or Raul would restrict the search party, allowing only those in the best conditions, probably just for level 4s, such as Raul, Lafia, Alicia, Cruz, Narvi, Sharon, Orba, Arx, and others. This could be a great opportunity to canonize Nick and Stark, but as they're a large group, they would need to split into 2 groups. I agree. Raul, Lafia, and Alicia descending with the others, with the rescue team, while the others set up a safe camp around a specific floor. Since escaping from the 49th floor seems safer than the 50th, yeah, the thing is, once if Otarl was able to get Balor out of the way, in the time that the respawn was happening and everything, and of course the situation was going down. If Otaral was able to get Balor out of the way, the floor boss, and also, you know, destroy a couple of other monsters along the floor line and stuff like that, the start and exit points, it's probably a safer, you know, a safe point basically that they can utilize for sure. From the Hestia Familia, it's likely only Bell and Ryu officially, with others like Hayden, Leon, and Feltz convincing them to leave the level 2s behind, as protecting them would delay the rescue. This includes Haruhime, so the others would join Loki's second group. So the other level 2s, including Haruhime, joins the second group. The thing is, I disagree with Haruhime. I think Haruhime is way too important to not be taken with them, to be honest, especially considering it's just a free level boost, and especially the enemy they're facing, which is, I mean, let's be real, it's basically multiple level 6 Ises. I think it's important that they have Haruhime just to give them the upper hand in that fight, of course. Although the Ganesha Familia has descended to the 30th floor, considering the guild's obligation to fulfill the third mission, it's doubtful they will allow everyone to visit the 60th floor. I agree with that as well. I think the guild is going to be a little bit more restricting in this situation again, especially Royman will be mad as fuck. He'll be like, I was right all along. He's going to be so insufferable. 100%. Royman is going to be the most insufferable cunt we're going to see in Volume 21, 100%, or Volume 16 of Sword Oratoria, I should say. I agree. I think it's the case for everybody. I think it's a great opportunity for everybody to level up, to be quite honest. From the former Freya family, I see Hayden, Heath, Ilda, and Lorna descending. Otaral still remains on the 49th floor, as does Alan, who likely wasn't on the 49th floor during Balor's last appearance. The Gullivers would protect Freya, while Van, Ramelia, Raska, and Noga guard the Hearth Mansion. Small note, if we confirm that Horn can update status, she might update Otaral's status on the 49th floor. Might be a tricky one. I don't know about that one, to be quite honest. I think Otaral's gonna come back up, though. I still believe Otaral's gonna come back up, but I see a lot of people saying this. I saw a lot of people saying that Otaral's gonna stay on this 49th floor and stuff like that. We'll have to wait and see. Harime's descent would mean Uka, Chigusa, and Aisha would join the second group. I agree. I think they'll be coming down anyways. Cassandra and Daphne will go in due to a prophecy. Agreed with that as well. Mord and Co would descend for Diane 6 bounty. Actually, that's a good shout as well. Probably Borsu, but he has stronger survival instincts. That is also true compared to the other ones. Nernati would go to rescue Riveria, Lena to rescue Bed, so Samira and Sheree would join them, the latter fitting well for magical enemies. Very good point. I completely forgot about these guys, to be honest. I completely forgot about Lena and Co, to be honest. That is a good shout. From the school district, all known members would likely to go, except Adler, Miranda, and Marek, with Leon in the first group. I agree. I think that's also fair enough to respect that. Argon and Bash might descend at Hermes' request, descending quickly. Yeah, both are level 6, you have to keep that in mind. And that's also a good opportunity for them to potentially, who knows, I don't know how close they are to leveling up. I'd have to check their stats, actually. Let me have a look and see their stats. Also, yes, I was looking at the Champions League I was looking at the Champions League table. Alright, sue me, alright. Okay, we don't have their stats. Unfortunately, we don't have their stats. I was quite curious to see if we know their stats, because I am quite curious to see how close they are potentially to leveling up, if they are anywhere close. But yeah, in DM21 or MS21, of course, we would see the initial stages of the rescue. Loki negotiating Royman's Eyes Garden information, hence the key mention in Volume 18. I agree, that's a good shout, actually. That's a very, very good shout. The formation of the two groups, Bell and Co.'s descent to the low 50s floors. Those with abnormal resistance enchanted with less than G, battling the mini eyes. A good moment for the Gullivers, should Amori send them down by Freya's order, to return wounded to the base camp, doing nothing until they must return to the surface. Yes, Devolin has the high rate in this, but Anya's ability lowered it enough to affect, so I doubt he'll be at G. True, we'll have to wait and see on that front. That's a good shout. But I do like this. This is going to be MS21, basically, is what we're saying, is basically the negotiations, the planning and setting up and everything of people going down. Basically, we're not going to see the actual proper full battles, but we're going to see some of the starting moments. Maybe we might see a little bit of a cliffhanger of like potentially Bell seeing eyes being in ice or something, potentially, or something along those lines. That could be a very good cliffhanger to leave it on, potentially. Meanwhile, in SO16, they'll probably focus more on Finn and Co. I absolutely agree with that. I think that's going to happen. With small flashes to the rescue team, it's a good opportunity to develop characters like Cruz, Narvi, Orba, Arc, Cynthia, but I doubt that'll happen. I agree. It's too late, I think, for that one. I don't think that's going to be the case. I still have hopes because SO15 mentioned the victims falling and better establish the corrupted spirit functioning. Yeah, maybe that is true. I think it's gonna be interesting in the sense of like, I do think we're gonna probably see I think we're gonna see multiple perspectives in SO16. I agree with that. I think we're gonna start seeing, like, maybe we'll see immediately first and foremost, you know, maybe a continuation of the Loki short story, and more so dealing with Loki and the rest of, you know, Raoul and Lafia, you know, negotiating with Bell, dealing with Bell, and, you know, the others as well, trying to get as many people involved as possible. And then, you know, Lafia also begging and pleading with the school district to help as well. And then I would say, obviously, we'll see a switch in chapter 2 to maybe go back to what's happening down there. You know, what's happened. They've fallen down to the 61st floor, basically, was the situation there effectively, right? So we're going to see what happens there. All right, so basically we've got effectively all of these as well. So summarizing how the first squad's gonna look like. So we've already gone over that, of course, right, as to, you know, the likes of Bell, Ryu, Leon being in there along with the Tarl and so on and so forth. And then the second squad, the second string, basically hiding on the, well, not hiding per se, but setting up a safe point on the 49th floor or something, basically with like the Hestia Familia, Aisha, Uka, and so on and so forth there as well. Too many people, and we have Haruhime for the level cheat, so I don't see the teachers descending. I don't think maybe all of them will descend, but I think a couple of them will definitely descend, in all honesty. Okay, so now this would result in, so this is the end goal. Quite a lot of text here. I must admit, I respect it a lot. I appreciate this. Bell reaching level 6, possibly leveling up before descending. I think it'll be afterwards as well. I agree. I think we'll probably see an update. We'll see his stats being at like 800, 900s, but then they're going to probably shoot through the roof, because remember, he's trained with Leon, he's trained with Eyes. That's going to be a big boost. Otaro reaching level 8, I agree. Hegni level 7, agreed. Hayden level 7, agreed. Alan level 7, if he comes down, probably yes. Shakti Ulta being level 6, I agree. Raul level 5, Lafia reaching level 5. Reason Bell levels up later is Amori might create a scene with her pleased to match Bell only to discover he's reached level 6. That'll be very funny. It'll be a bit tricky because she's just a recent level 4, so we'll have to wait and see. Heat getting to level 5 would be amazing. Wealth, Mikoto, Uka, Amin, Mord reaching level 3. They need to level up 2. Nina 2, but her stats are very low. Agreed. With everything they've experienced, I think they meet the most difficult requirement, living an adventure, but they still like a 500 stat. Ahmed being down there will gain high level Exile and Mord. It's strange, we were told he wants to reach level 3, well, him and his group, but I don't see them leveling up everyone. I agree. I do think they'll reach level 3 though. I do think they'll reach level 3. But the thing is, yeah, no, he's saying that, you know, there's too many levels seeming gifted, but you have to remember, this is the 60th floor. This is a unmatched floor we've been to since the Hera and Zeus familiars. Not only that, this is the first time a lot of these guys are even going that low, even though they're so low level as well. So I do think that's going to be the case as well. I do think we're going to see a lot of level ups thanks to this. This is, I think, going to be Amori's way to kind of cheese the levels in a little bit, because of course, you know, we've been wondering, you know, technically, like, levels wise, they're actually weaker compared to the Zeus and Hera familiars, right? We only have a couple of level 7s in the form of Finn, Riveria, Gareth, Leon, and Otaro, right? The Zeus and Hera familiars had at least, let's say, 6 or 7 level 7s, let's say. They had 1 level 8 and 1 level 9. So let's say they had 10 members in and around level 7 or higher. That's quite a difference, right, compared to the 5 that we have right now. So I do think we're going to see a lot of level ups here potentially, just to kind of get that out of the way. And we're probably also going to see, obviously, I know with Haruhime that number goes up massively. We're going to have multiple level 8s and 7s and stuff like that thanks to Haruhime's level cheat thing. But still, nonetheless, it's a bit of a extra thing to have on top of it, is like, you know, giving everybody the big boost, you know, in that sense. So I think that's going to be the case. I would like to also see Uranus, Felds, Loki, Diane Sacrifices, Freya, Hathor, and Ganesha watching on a screen. Yeah, of course, Hestia as well. 100%. It would be so cool to see that as well. Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. Okay, Doom over their head. So this is death. Okay. Captains of the Loki Familia, I agree. I think it's 3 of them is going to be very... Okay. Well, one of the 3 might die for sure. Narvi, maybe as well. From the rescue mission, probably nobody. Yeah, probably nobody. Mord's companions might die to give him character development. Imagine. And then he joins the Hestia family. That would be insane. I don't see Asfi and her familiar descending. That would be a surprise to me. I think Asfi will descend. I do think Asfi would be descended. Could we see either Bet or Lena Tali die? Maybe. It's not impossible. Could we see Eyes being absorbed by the spirit of monster exactly like Artemis from her movie? I don't think the foreshadowing is wasted. Ooh, that's a very interesting one if she actually dies. And he's saying, here's the crazy one. Kill Eyes here. Damn, that's a bold prediction. That is the boldest one of the lot. you know, Eyes dying at the end against the OEBD, sure, I think that's reasonable. Everybody's kind of like predicting it to be potentially an option, right? Here, surprised. I would be very surprised. She's resurrected in the same manner as Revis as a creature? No, I don't think so. As a Xenos, and she isn't human or spirit anymore. The thing is, we don't know if a adventurer can become a Xenos, or the whole this souls thing. A lot of people have been theorizing that, you know, the Xenoses have the souls of dead adventurers. That's a theory. It's not confirmed. Nobody's confirmed it. As far as I know, it's never been confirmed. That would be a very tricky one, but it could work. The other way that Omori could pay off some major foreshadowing is from the Data Life crossover event. Yeah, that's actually a good shout. Maybe that could work, honestly. Making all of the Ice clones fall in love with... Oh my god. That literally is creating a harem of Ice, basically, for Belle. That'll be very funny. If somehow that works, that'll be so funny. Let's see here. 21 will be definitely focusing on Belle, gathering allies. Absolutely. I think if Leon starts to think the Loki family isn't strong enough to confirm the dragon, he can start forcing Belle to gain Elixilia by putting Belle and the others in danger. I mean, it's what Freya's done and what Hermes has done in the past, so it's not really a probability there, of course, right? I think that's fair in that sense, I suppose. With such firepower, I wouldn't be surprised if instead of saving, they just go down further to explore the deeper floors. No, I don't think so. It's too unlikely. They've got to rescue so many. I mean, Tiona's basically half dead, you know, and everybody else is super injured. Eyes is basically also on the cusp of being absorbed. It would be very tricky. Otaro level 8, Leon stays level 7, Finn, Gareth, Rivera level 7, Hayden, oh, so these are the levels. Hayden, Hegni, Ryu level 6, Bell level 5, Best Healer on Orario, Haruhime level boost. That's at least level 1 level 4, 9, 4 level 8s. I mean, yeah, that is true. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, a lot of people are scared about the OEBD fight, but then you look at what Haruhime can do for the entire squad, and it's insane. And not to mention, if they get an extra couple of levels, like I think Leon can get a level. I think Belle's gonna get obviously a level or 2 at least for sure. Eyes will probably level up as well. Maybe Hedin and Hegni will definitely level up, I think, as well. Maybe not Ryu. You're gonna see a lot of high level characters going in the fight against the OEBD, 100%, to be quite honest. The rescue team for later volumes in Danmachi is an interesting subject. I just think that the whole Hestia team might go down and will be rescued, escorted by the heavy hitters. Leon and Nina will come down as well. Yeah, I just don't know if the whole Hestia team will come. That'll be very interesting to say the least. Alright, Christopher Corbin here. Let's see what he has to say. I partially disagree on the Hestia Familia not going. Okay, at first I didn't think it would be possible, like me, but the more I think about it, they will be needed. I think Lily will be needed, command the forces. We have Hayden though, but I guess if you want Hayden on the front lines, Lily will be needed, I suppose, because of the options to go down. Many will not follow or work for each other. However, the commander of the Hestia Familia, they can follow. Nina may go depending on if Armid is down there or not. If Heath goes, I think Heath will go. And the Untriminar will go. It is kind of odd that so many people are still so badly injured. If Armid were escaped with Raul or Lafia, I don't think she escaped. I think she's still down there. Ahmed is, I still think, down there. I don't think she's gone with them. As far as I know, she's not with them. I think she's down there with the others. She could have stopped. I mean, I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure she's not with Raul and Lafia. 100%. I don't think she's with Raul and Lafia. She could have called a stop on the 18th floor. Well, the thing is, I don't think that would have made sense because they had to rush out. They had to rush out. There was no point in stopping because they had to make sure they were getting out. Welf may go with his magic swords. Absolutely. I think his magic swords will be super helpful. And his magic is also tailored off against magic using spirits. True on that one. Mikoto or Aisha won't let Haruhime go without them. I think the thing is, if Mikoto might, but Aisha wouldn't. So Aisha we could see. Ryu's stats are not like a level 5. Yes, so level 5 stats. Her stats were like a couple 100 or so, man. It doesn't put her behind an entire level, but it is a disadvantage nonetheless. Obviously, like I said, that's where her skills come into play. I mean, like I said, I mean, you're saying it as well. Her boost abilities also boost stats anyway, but that's what I mean. I'm talking about this boosts. I'm talking about stats-wise, yes, she's still a little bit away. Like, yes, she did get a bit of stats, obviously, at level 5. We learned about that in the episode Familiar Chronicles. Episode Review Volume 2 Familiar Chronicles. But still, you know, there's still a difference nonetheless, right? Her abilities do make up for it, absolutely. Like I said, it's two contradictory things in that sense. You know, Belle has the stats, the skills are very questionable. Ryu Doesn't necessarily have the same stats as Belle does, or even Eyes for that matter, but she has the stats to boost it up. If you calculate out her known stats versus Eyes' known stats, Eyes has about more strength and quite a bit of endurance, but their dexterity is about the same, and Ryu has Eyes being on agility magic. I can see magic, but I'm surprised about agility, but okay. I'll trust y'all guys with calculations on that front. Otaro, Hayden, and the Gulliver brothers, I agree with your assessment. Alan may depend on if Anya helps Ryu, but I honestly think he may stop up to protect Freya. I could see potentially the hostess of fertility could go down as well, maybe. I want to know if Anya would qualify for a level 5 after standing up to her brother. We don't know her stats, unfortunately. That is true. It is possible some of the level 4 from her Freyas go if the Hestia family is in charge. They won't follow Raul or Shakti. Absolutely. Ganesha and Hermes, I agree. They're also aware of the Xenoses. True. I'm curious to see Leon's reaction to the Xenoses, but I think that will also limit the external help they get. True. I had the same thought of Lufia. Unless there's some kind of flashback to Argonaut Fina, main story readers have no real clue on who she is. Please, in the next Oratoria, let Lufia go on some annoyed rant about how everyone ignored or forgot her. She was there during the events of DM21. That'll be very funny if that actually happens, to be quite honest. I just hope Belle frees Eyes in the next volume. It probably won't be in the next volume. I think it'll be in volume 22 where we're gonna see the saving, and then 23 is where the secrets will probably get revealed, is my opinion. I definitely think Garrett. I definitely think it'll be Garrett that'll die. I agree. I don't think we'll lose any Hestia Familia, but I think I would put Garrett and maybe even Rivera. Let's be honest, they're not in their prime anymore. Well, I mean, that's not really the case. You have to remember with levels, age is not a factor. And I mean, Rivera is 99. It's still young for an elf, to be fair. It's still an elf for an elf. If this theory happens, Althea will take. Althea's dead, dog. I mean, a lot of people have theories like, oh, maybe she went into the dungeon and, you know, we don't know what happened to her, but she was fucking sick and she went into the dungeon. She's probably dead, unfortunately. I think she's dead. A lot of people have this theory of apparently Althea is alive, but no, it's not happening. Definitely not happening. I love all the predictions people make, and they are. This is the thing. Rose Dower is saying obviously volume 18 was a perfect example of, you know, people making predictions, and, you know, obviously there's they got super upset because their expectations were completely off. Yeah, but that's the fun of it, in my opinion. I even replied to him saying that that's the fun of it. In my opinion, it's good to have predictions because at least, you know, things, you know, are kept interesting. People have opportunity to say what they want to and stuff like that. Absolutely. I think Wolf, Mikoro, and Lily will go down but stay on the 50th floor. So yeah, same thing. Everybody's basically saying the same thing on that front. It's like they'll probably have a second string squad where the Hestia family will join them, which I think is not impossible. Newton says, I would give more credit to Alan and the Gullo brothers. Maybe. For the former, he will pull a bed, talk a lot of shit, but still come along. The latter would come, no questions asked, just because of Freya, but I genuinely think that they do care about Hegni, who's also down there. I don't know about genuinely care. They'll probably listen to Freya, but I think they'll also want to keep one of them, or one of them, either Alan or the Gullo brothers, in terms of with Freya's protection. For potential deaths, I'll use a more educated guess. Omori rarely kills characters, but most deaths follow one particular pattern: adopted will. Omori is more than willing to kill off a character if there is another one who will aspire to take their place. Gather doesn't really have someone like that, while Finn and Rivera have quite a few. I guess, yeah. I suppose so, in that sense. So I think they have quite a higher chance. Another flag which isn't brought up as much are characters who are explicitly in love with the deity. Well, Finn Mikoro? So we have not had seen any example of a human-god relationship at all. Makes me think it's a curse path, especially if you look at the real-life mythological examples of it. That's actually an interesting one. Because, I mean, we've seen, obviously, Bridget and that guy in the village, right? Yeah, that is true that they never ended up being in a relationship. Belle and Artemis couldn't happen because of the situation. Well, Finn Mikoro are in trouble. I mean, you never know. You never know, man. You never know. That'll be very interesting, to say the least. Okay. I would like to see Althea going since she died in the dungeon, so maybe the dungeon will give birth to her. No, that's not happening. I think that's a bit extreme in that sense. My prediction, all of the Hestia family will join the battle. A lot of you guys think Hestia, like I said, I saw some comments, but I wasn't expecting it to be these many that thought that the Hestia familia would be joining the fight. That's very surprising on that one. Loki will lose quite a few members that will not be named, and then Loki will get in trouble with the elf royal family. Maybe Eyes may move to the Hestia family with a few others after this arc finishes. I don't think so. I think a lot of people are thinking that the Loki family is absolutely going to be decimated, like nobody's going to be there anymore. But I don't think that's going to be the case. Jonathan, What I want to see is Bet surrounded and near death at a point where he's about to give up, just have Bell come in and save him. That would be a great full circle. That would be crazy. I mean, he's not looked down at, on the weak in that sense. Obviously, I feel like Bet's been disrespected quite a bit in the community, especially by those who have not read the light novels for Sword Oratoria and stuff. But I think Bet's a lot better now, to be quite honest. But I think it would be a great full circle moment nonetheless. Absolutely, absolutely. We don't see people die but get a Naza situation. Ooh. Good shout. I do think that's a good shout. Very good shout on that one. I do think that there's very good chance that we could see this. Maybe not deaths, but people who don't want to actively go into the fight. We obviously saw ER Fed's, you know, theory. I respect that. Absolutely. I wonder if a lot of Elven adventurers will want to participate since Riveria is trapped on the 61st floor. Agreed. Regarding the Ice Clones, we already know they can use Aerial, but can they use Avenger? I'd imagine they can, to be quite honest. I would be able to imagine they can. I do wonder if also, because of the rescue mission, we could see Rakia, the Empire, or Altena seeing this as an opportunity to attack Orari. Ooh. That could be a very interesting one. That could be a very interesting one. I don't think any of the main or major characters will die, at least not until the OEBD fight. Probably. I still think it's possible in that sense. I still think it's possible. We've seen a lot of these other people as well in regards to this, and that's about it. But yeah, some really interesting theories. I really like some of the theories that you guys have provided here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I really like some of the bold predictions. My favorite, I think, has to be probably honestly, it's between ER Feds. ER Feds is really good, and I also really like Newton's one as well, to an extent. Some of it is really good. I think both of those are pretty nice, in all honesty. I like that quite a bit. I think a lot of you guys I've seen so far have been saying the Hestia Familia is going to join them completely. The full Hestia Familia will join them. So I'm quite curious to see if you guys are right or I'm right in that situation. So we'll have to wait and look out for that, of course. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys have any other additional theories you guys want to add, expand on your theories already, of course, feel free to do so. Otherwise, feel free to leave a comment down below just saying hello or something like that. You guys can do that as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.